Okay, so we are diving into some seriously murky waters today, folks.
Yeah.
Get ready for a deep dive on Taylor Swift, Donald Trump, and a whole lot of political drama.
It's a wild one for sure. This is like
Yeah.
the perfect example of how celebrity, politics, and yeah, even technology are all smashing together these days.
Right, like who knew baking cookies could be a political act? But we'll get to that. It's September 2024. The U.S. presidential race is, basically anyone's game at this point. And Taylor Swift, America's pop princess, just became a political powerhouse.
Which, for anyone who's been paying attention to her career, this isn't totally out of left field.
True, true. She's not exactly been quiet about her political views in the past few years, but this time it feels different, right?
Absolutely. This isn't just like a vote for my friend kind of post. This is different. She's wading into campaign territory, going directly at Trump.
And she's been building up to this for a while.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, think back to 2018 when she first broke her silence on politics. That was huge. And then endorsing Biden in 2020, she was finding her voice.
And using it, which is even more significant now, because now she's not just talking about policies, it's personal.
Totally. Like that time she went after Trump for his comments during the protests.
Oh, yeah, that was big. When the looting starts, the shooting starts,
Yeah.
her response was powerful.
We will vote you out in November. She didn't hold back.
No, and that's what makes this endorsement, this whole situation so fascinating.
So let's rewind to September 10th, right? You're scrolling through your Instagram feed, probably full of, I don't know, back-to-school pics, maybe some pumpkin spice latte art, and bam, there it is. Taylor's post endorsing Harrison Walz for the 2024 election.
And it's not just a picture with a thumbs up. She goes in depth about her reasoning, about wanting calm, not chaos, about the importance of fighting for human rights, for LGBTQ rights.
A steady-headed, gifted leader. That's how she described Harris.
Juxtapose that with, well, everything we've seen from Trump.
And the craziest part, it wasn't just talk. 400,000 people went straight to voter registration websites after that post.
That's unheard of. That's not just fans double-tapping a selfie, that's action.
See? Cookies? Told you we'd get back to them.
The cookies, the Biden-Harris 2020 cookies, they were everywhere.
A small detail, right? But they went completely viral. It was brilliant, honestly.
She knows her audience, she speaks their language, and that, my friend, is powerful.
She's a master at that, like using her platform to connect with people, but not everyone was too happy about Taylor's political moment, right?
Definitely not. And that brings us to, well, Donald Trump.
And his, shall we say, passionate response.
This is where I think we really see the clash of personalities, the difference between someone like Taylor, who's been pretty strategic with her political engagement, and Trump, who, well,
So Trump thrives on conflict, let's be honest.
it's like he can't help himself.
Yeah, and in this case, his reaction was, well, classic Trump.
First, there was the whole thing where he tried to claim Taylor's endorsement for himself, which, if you've seen her post, is
Laughable at best.
totally. And then we have to talk about the AI angle.
Oh, yeah, the AI-generated images, those were wild.
Before Taylor's endorsement even dropped, Trump's team was circulating these images of her, like wearing a MAGA, holding a Trump sign.
It was super convincing, to be honest. For a second, I was like, wait, really?
Right, but it was all fake, and Taylor called them out on it hard.
Oh, yeah, in her endorsement post, she basically said it was her worst fears about AI come to life.
Exactly. And that it solidified her decision to support Harris, who she sees as being honest and transparent.
So for her, this wasn't just about endorsing a candidate. It was about, like, fighting back against this wave of misinformation.
For sure, which I think is something a lot of people, especially younger voters, are really concerned about right now.
Absolutely. But anyway, back to Trump. So the fake images backfire, and its next move is, well, let's just say it wasn't exactly presidential.
All caps, I hate Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
On Truth Social. Not subtle.
Not at all. And you know what gets me? He then immediately posts about Brittany Mahomes calling her a bigger Maggie fan. It felt pointed.
It's like he was trying to pit them against each other, which I don't think is going to work out the way he wants it to.
Because this isn't about, like, who has more fans, right? This
Yeah.
is about actual influence, about connecting with voters on a deeper level, and I think Taylor's got that part figured out. And you know what's funny? I think that whole I hate Taylor Swift thing kind of backfired on him.
100%. If anything, it gave the Harris campaign even more ammo.
They were ready for it. Their response was chef's kiss.
They put out this statement, right? And it was so perfectly crafted, it was like they were speaking directly to Swifties.
It was full of, like, song lyrics references to her albums,
This
everything.
knew exactly what they were doing, and it worked.
It did. It totally neutralized Trump's little outburst and turned it into, like, this positive thing for Harris.
It showed they understand the power of Taylor's influence and her audience, which you can't really say the same for Trump.
Not with that whole hate thing going on.
Definitely not.
But, okay, so we've talked about Taylor's influence. We've talked about Trump's meltdown. We even touched on AI a bit. But what does this whole, like, saga actually mean in the grand scheme of things?
I think it's a sign of the times, right? Celebrities are becoming more and more political, and their influence is undeniable.
Oh, absolutely. Like, this isn't just about getting people to buy a product anymore. They're shaping opinions, mobilizing voters.
And it's making a difference. Did you know voter registration spiked after several celebrities endorsed various candidates? It's huge.
It's like they're reaching people, especially younger people, who might have tuned out of traditional politics.
And then there's the technology piece. This whole AI-generated image thing, it's a game changer.
Oh, yeah, super concerning. For a minute, even I was fooled by those pictures of Taylor in a Manji hat.
It shows you how easy it is to manipulate information, and as that technology gets more sophisticated,
Right.
we need to be really aware of what we're seeing online, what we're choosing to believe, because it's only going to get harder to tell what's real.
Ugh, it's like the internet was already confusing enough.
You know,
Well, on that happy note, we've gone from cookies to AI, from Instagram to Truth Social. It's been a wild ride, folks. Taylor Swift and Donald Trump, who would have thought?
right. But it just goes to show you, politics is everywhere, even in your Spotify Wrapped.
So true. And on that note, we'll leave you to ponder it all. Until next time.